Hi Go Discover fans, I have recently rebuilt my my Go Discover, and it's time to do like another maiden just to see how things are going. I've had some problems with the APM 2.6, so I've had to reinstall the firmware and so on. There's a video going to come out on that, on how I've tuned it up and so on. In one of my previous flights, the motor mount melted. I wasn't particularly flying it hard, but it completely melted, so I've got some video footage of what the flight looked like and sounded like. Actually, it came loose as I was just coming into land and reduced the throttle. So I've put in a new motor mount, which I've had to cut into the body to replace the motor mount, so we're trying that out as well. I haven't put the foam back on because I want to feel how warm the motor is just after some normal flying and see if I've got a problem. So I'll install the battery, and then we'll just do a line of sight flight just to check, stabilize, cruise, and return to home and see if everything's set up okay or not, as the case may be. Okay, so we just connect the battery. So that's the sound of the ESC initializing. I got the GoPro installed in here, but I'm not recording any in-flight footage during this one. Check the CG. The way I like to have my CG is just sort of a finger width behind the front edge of this hole, just to see how it's. So I would like it, according to the instructions, it should be on the tip of that hole, but I like to have it just behind there, so yeah, that's good. Fine. First thing I want to check is stabilize. We seem to have a problem. There we go. Now we're initializing. Here we go. So stabilize. Let's see. Yeah, that should come up. So stabilize seems to be working okay, so that's fine. Put it back into manual. Motor mount is still alright and everything. Yeah, so I think we are ready to go. So cross your fingers, let's see. So I'm going to take off with full throttle. Wind's coming from that way, it's not so much wind today. Full throttle and then reduce to about 50-60% and just cruise around like that. Okay. So I'm flying in manual mode right now. Just had to use pull back on the elevator as much as possible with full throttle, just to make sure that it's staying in the air. Oh. Oh, you see the canopy is coming up. The rear canopy is coming up, so it's causing a lot of drag. So what we'll do is we'll just come in and land it, and oh, this is going to be bumpy. I think I've lost the canopy, it sounds like it. So let's try and bring it round and try and bring it in for a smooth landing as best we can. That's going to be difficult. Oh. Well,
I didn't get it.
Well, not. Okay, that wasn't such a great landing. The canopy looks like it has lifted up. It wasn't stuck down on the magnet. So we had a very bumpy landing. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah. So first of all, let's just take off the battery just to make sure that it's safe. First thing that you do when you have a crash is don't pick it up and walk away. see what's missing, have a look around, make sure that you're not standing on something, because as soon as you start to walk away 5-10 meters, then you'll never find out where you crashed, you know, where you landed, and you'll never find the small little pieces that you need. So first of all, the wing, very noticeable. These clips have come unstuck. Now that's happened to me before, so I'm not really surprised about that. I've actually tried to hot glue them some more into place, but that's also failed. So I think I must in future tape the wing in place, but that's no big deal. The wing is certainly flyable, and all the control horns and everything are fine. Now the gimbal is smashed. Let's see if I turn it up. Yeah, the gimbal is the top, where the top screw goes in here, that's broken. Fortunately the GoPro camera looks totally fine and intact. Haven't scratched the lens or anything there, just a little bit of mud. But I think the gimbal can be fixed just by a bit of glue, just by some super glue. The top part here is broken, where this clip comes in, but I've got all of these fasteners, so that's good. Nothing else seems to be here where the plane ended up, but we'll just leave it here for a second anyway, just so that we know where we are. I can turn off my transmitter now that I've turned off I've unplugged the plane. Luckily my prop and everything's all right. Over here, the dome has come off, but actually is totally intact. It's just a bit wet from the ground, so that's okay. And here is probably the culprit of the crash. Yeah, no problem there at all. I think that what's happened is that the magnet is not getting good contact with the piece of metal, the metal clip that's in there. When I was back in the man cave the other day, I actually saw it pop up and I had to squeeze it back, so maybe I've squeezed it too much. So that's the culprit of the crash, was that this was coming loose and causing far too much drag, so it was very, very difficult to land it. But other than that, not too much damage. Very, very flyable again by just maybe half an hour in the man cave. Just a bit, it's just more, I think the gimbal just needs some glue up here in the top corner. Otherwise, not such a bad crash. So yeah, these things happen when you're doing this. That's why it's important not to fly over houses and so on. It's good to be in big open fields like we have here, for when this kind of thing happens, and it does happen. Hopefully not too often for you, but anyway, go subscribe, go discover fans. That's what happens for me too. Cheers.